everyone, Steph here from thegoodride.com. In this video, we're checking out the Rome Heist in a 143. This is a all-mountain freestyle twin. It has positive camber between the feet, going to rocker on the nose and the tail. And it has a pretty forgiving flex. It's a 4 out of 10. Which I really liked for me as a light rider on an all-mountain board. Sometimes like a 6 out of 10 is a little too stiff for me, so this was right in my comfort zone as far as an all-mountain freestyle flex. It comes with an extruded base. As you can see, it was well worn. We did a lot of riding on this board, and I rode it with the Now Conda bindings. So we tested these boards out in some pretty spring conditions. It was, icy in the morning. It was super slushy in the afternoons. I'm going to like really bumpy and kind of super tracked out slush. I really enjoyed this board as an all-mountain freestyle board. It felt kind of at home. A lot of times that's the kind of board I ride, is the positive camber between the feet, rocker on the nose and tail, and I like them to be a true twin as well. In steeps, I found this board pretty responsive. It's not the high performance steeps carver super stable board, but it's more of a dabbler board. So it can turn quickly, you can do small turns, medium turns. It's not really a large radius turning board. So, small and medium skidded turns on the steeps are fairly easy to make. It's easy to twist this board in order to get it to turn where you want it to turn. It has that positive camber so that you get that nice stable feel with a little bit of performance coming out of it as well. On ice, it was kind of a medium edge hold on ice. You get that positive camber, which is nice. That helps a lot. It helps keep you connected. But it's not a super locked in board. So I feel like edge hold on ice is about medium. There's no side cut disruption. You get the positive camber and the side cut to hold you to the snow. And it's kind of medium stable as well, because it's a fairly softer flexing board. It's not going to be that hard charging, just set it in a straight line board. It kind of prefers to turn and kind of explore all over the mountain. On Groomers, I felt it was really fun. You can carve the board. It's kind of a medium carver. It's not a super sendy carve board, but it can carve, it can play around, it can hit natural features. You could do skidded turns, you could do butter tricks. Butter tricks were pretty easy. I mean, it is that softer flexing board, so it's easy to get it up on the nose or the tail. It rides switch just as good as it rides regular, so it just has those possibilities that a all-mountain freestyle board can give you. Off-piste, it felt, it's pretty quick to turn, so, it felt good in trees. Whether there was softer snow or harder snow, I felt like it felt pretty consistent, and that goes for moguls as well. You'd be able to turn through the moguls. Definitely forgiving enough for the park. I would say it's kind of forgiving enough to learn freestyle as well. It's not a super aggressive, mean board. It has some forgiveness to it. Because of the rocker on the nose and the tail, you aren't going to have to worry about catching an edge quite as much as if you would if you were on like a traditional full positive camber board. So it's good for learning spins, small to medium jumps. I feel like it has a medium amount of pop just because it's a little bit more flexy, so that energy doesn't load quite as like snappy as a stiffer camber board would have, but it has enough pop for small to medium features. I would ride this in the half pipe. Again, the edge hold isn't amazing on icy walls, so maybe like a softer pipe or spring pipe would be ideal. Forgiving enough to learn in the park, but still get a little technicality in there and a little bit of performance in there, so it is technical enough for the intermediate to advanced rider to use as well. So my friend Kendall rode this too, and here's their take on it. So how did you first feel when you got on this board?
Pretty comfortable, almost immediately, because I think I'm familiar with the short, slightly camber profile, and it being a twin was really nice.
Did you feel like it was aggressive or mellow or somewhere in between?
I'd say it's more on the playful side rather than charging big mountain, because it is relatively soft in my opinion.
Yeah, it's kind of flexible.
Yeah. Flexy. So you could play on it more and do a lot of presses and butters. But that doesn't mean it wasn't unstable when we were going faster and on the steeper stuff too.
Yeah. So this board would be good for an intermediate to advanced rider who is looking for a true twin board, someone who likes to ride switch or wants to get into riding switch or just likes the feeling of a twin board, somebody who likes to dabble and play all over the mountain, somebody who rides kind of medium fast. You can go fast on it, but it's not extremely stable. So that medium zone is kind of the happy place. You have someone looking for something that can be ridden technically if you want it to, or if you're trying to like push yourself into that intermediate riding zone. I feel like this board is kind of forgiving enough to bring you there, but also has enough performance to grow with you after you get there. So if you're an intermediate to advanced rider looking for a fun all mountain freestyle ride, maybe check out the Rome Heist.